Welcome to Sampstra Games, the place to find new strategy games, and today we're going to play a game that I really like. This game is called Citizen of Rome, Dynasty Ascendant, and essentially you live a life of a Roman family, and we're going to see if we can do well. Welcome, Citizen of Rome. You are the paterfamilias, head of the plebeian commoner Roman family during the ascent of the Roman Republic. Your family has some lands and property to its names, and thus is in the Roman society's class 5, rung above the poorest. Your objective could be to help it ascend further and perhaps one day help one of your dynasties hold the august title of Consul of the Roman Republic. But first, please choose what you should be called. So we're going to be called Sampstus, no, that's the dynasty, sorry. Sampstus, Sampristicus, and our dynasty generation is gonna be gamers. And in this game you can gamble, and actually in this family if you don't gamble you lose all your money. Because we are from the gamers family and we are proud of it. Sampstus Sampristicus Gamers is my name. That's a really kind of a mouthful. We're gonna play on normal mode, not on easy and not on sandbox. And I've reset all of my achievements for this game, so we might get some together so we can see them. So let's click OK. And we can essentially do whatever we want. So on the left we can see our prestige and our personal influence. This helps us increase our class, and we can also use it to, for example, do different things like if you get to a bath, you can try to convince people there to do some business with you. On the left here we've got some money, and then here we've got property. Now we as a person, we have stats. We can see our intelligence, stewardship, eloquence, and combat. Now, stewardship and combat are quite interesting here because combat affects a lot of different events that you have. You can affect like how well you do. For example, you can participate in different parades and things like that. Stewardship, on the other hand, affects how much property you can have. So this last thing over here that we haven't talked about yet is property. And you can own different things like farmlands, vineyards, and etc. And you can see here that you have a limit. Based on your social class and stewardship, it depends on how much stuff you can own. If you own more than that, you tend to lose some of the revenue. And also there's some events that like happen to, for example, if you have too many donkeys, you lose them and they die and things like that. Now up here you can see your net revenue per month, and you can see if you buy things, what they give you. So usually it's around 1%, price 250. And the revenue per month is 2.4, so that's around 1%. But there are things here, like for example, Prime Vineyards will give you a lot less than 1%, so it's not nearly as effective. And the best things to get is actually fishing boats and donkeys, because they give you a little over 1% of interest. But generally, I found the most beneficial things to have a bit of one of each. So we're going to buy one duck, one chicken, one horse, even though horse gives like only 0.5% of revenue, but horses allow you to do some different events, which is really good. And then we're gonna buy 4 donkeys, because donkeys give you the best revenue. And we also own 5 farmlands, and that's it. Now, you can click here on the time to go, and then different events happen, and different events allow you to sort of affect things that will happen. So first of all, there's some immediate effects, but there are also things like, for example, you could get a really good harvest if you sacrifice to a god of harvest, and that can give you a multiplier here that suddenly the farmlands aren't going to give you 2.4 per month, but for example twice as much. That can be really useful. But before we do that, like I said, I'm Sampstus Gamer Sampristicus. My wife's name is Marciana, and I have a son. His name is not Probus, his name is Celticus. Just so that's the right ending. So yeah, Celtic. By the way, if you want to have a name in the game, in one of the games that I play, you can check out my Patreon and do it for as little as $2. It really helps me out, and I also want to say thank you to every patron that I have, because it really means a lot to me. So now let's go. So we're going to start off the time over here, and we're going to get different events. First of all, Marcinia, my wife, is pregnant, and we're going to get some event here, Ambarvalia. Ambarvalia is an agriculture fertility rite held on the 29th May in honor of Ceres. It usually involves the sacrifice of a bull, a sow, and a sheep, which before the sacrifice were led in procession thrice around the fields. Hence the feast is supposed to have taken its name, Ambio, I go round and Arvum field. So we can either join the celebration, just pay money, or we can actually sacrifice, or we can just say, hey, may Ceres bless our feet, we don't want to do anything. So we're going to sacrifice, we're going to go big or go home. The private ceremonies were solemnized by the masters of families, accompanied by their children and servants in the villages and farms out of Rome. We have the blessing of Sirs. Revenue from farmlands and orchards increases. So we're going to pause and I'm going to show it off. So you can see that this has now a multiplier of 1.94. So we essentially make twice as much from the farmlands. Considering we have 5 of those, is a really good idea. We also get a really good multiplier on winery yards and prime farmlands, but we don't have any of those because we've got no money. But still, we're going to make more now, which is really good. So let's continue. Now we've got Ludi Bisatri, which is a Roman holiday celebrated on 7 June in honor of Father Tiber. The holiday was celebrated by the fishermen of Rome. The celebration was directed by the praetor. All fish that, I don't know, were sacrificed by the fire. Now, we could normally participate, but we don't have a fishing boat, which is a good point because we're going to buy a fishing boat because first of all, they make some good money, and second of all, we could then later participate in this thing. So we're going to buy 2. So let's continue. We get Supplicia Canum. The Supplicia Canum was an annual sacrifice of ancient Roman religion in which live dogs were suspended from a fork or cross and paraded. It appears on none of the extended Roman calendars that is placed on August 3rd. In the same procession, geese were decorated in gold and purple and carried in honor. Ancient sources who explain the origin of the Supplica say that the geese were honored for saving the city during the Gallic siege of Rome. In the Ghost launch, a nocturnal assault by stealth on the citadel, the geese raised a noisy alarm. The failure of the watchdogs to bar was therefore ritually punished every... Wow! Yeah, let's participate. I don't think it's going to give us much of anything. Household health may receive a boost. And we also got some prestige and personal influence. Alright, Ludi Romani. The Ludi Romani was a religious festival in ancient Rome, usually including multiple ceremonies called Ludi. They were held annually from September 12th to September 14th. Later extended to September 5th, from September 5th to September 19th. The festival first introduced a drama to Rome based on Greek drama. These games were held in honor of Jupiter and are said to have been established by Tigranes Priscus on the occasion of his conquest of the Latin town of Appio. However, Dionysius of Halicarnassus and Cicero date them to the Roman victory over the Latins at Lake Regillus. People could enjoy athletic show, chariot races, and theatrical performance. Now, what we can do is we can try to exhibit my horsemanship skills. We only have 34% chance of doing well because our combat is still too low. But if we do, we can get a lot of good stuff. So let's try this out. Oh, we didn't do so well, but we didn't do badly either. No matter how hard you try, your horsemanship skill doesn't seem to impress the crowd. They hurl jeers and abuse at you, booing you off the arena. And our fishing ships has gotten broken, so we'll try to repair it. Ooh, we've got another baby. This time we will call him Xemexus. Now, oh, this is really good. This is a parade. And what this does, it increases the revenue of both donkeys and horses. And as you know, donkeys are already the thing that gives us more than 1%. So if that's increased, that's actually one of the best things. The Shrine of Constance was underground and was covered with earth all year and was only uncovered for this one day. Mars, the god of war as a protector of the harvest, was also honored on this day, as were the lyres, the household gods that individual families held sacred. During the celebration, horses, mules, and asses were exempted from all labor and were led through the streets adorned with garlands and flowers. Chariot races were held this day in the Circus Maximus, which included an odd race in which chariots were pulled by mules. So we're going to join the parade. And this is going to increase our revenue. I'm going to show it off. Now here we have to pay taxes, so that's okay. And here we can see it's multiplied by 2. So I'm going to buy some more. I don't know how much money I have. Let's buy 2 more donkeys. So we'll buy more than that. We'll buy 2 more again. Now one thing to watch out for is that if you try to sell, you sell for less money than for what you bought for. So which is especially important with the farmlands, but it's a difference of 25. So you want to make sure that you don't sell too much. Now, Terminalia is another really good festival because you can sacrifice a pig to get a lot of money. Terminalia was an ancient Roman festival in honor of the god Terminus, who presided over boundaries. The statue was merely a stone or post stuck in the ground to distinguish between properties. His worship is said to have been instituted by Numa, who ordered that everyone should mark the boundaries of his landed property by stones to be consecrated to Jupiter Terminalis, and at which every year sacrifices were to be offered at the festival of the Terminalia. On the festival, the 2 owners of adjacent property crowned the statue with garlands and raised a crude altar, on which they offered up some corn, honeycombs, and wine, and sacrificed a lamb or a suckling pig, then concluded with singing the praises of the god. You and your neighbors crown a state of terminus with garlands and raise a crude altar on which you offer up some corn and sacrifice a pig. You have a good chance of increased revenue from farmlands and animals. Again, let me show it off. You can see 1.5 multiplication, which is really, really good for us. Now, we should check the stats on our children. So Celticus is smart and has better combat, so we're going to keep him as the heir. And you can change the heir to the other one if you wanted to. So let's just continue our time a little bit. And you can see we're making some not bad money. Robigalia was a festival in ancient Rome held on April 25th. Its main ritual was a dog sacrifice to protect grain fields from disease. Yeah, let's do that. Revenues from farmlands will vary from month to month, depending on how much the gods like us. This Agonia is a festival to Vedio, with Jupiter's counterpart in the underworld. This festival is for the protection of Rome, and usually a ram is sacrificed. Now let's just do glory. We're not going to worry about that one too much. Just want our money. One of our chicken has died. Too bad. We only had one chicken, so yeah. Never mind. Make about 10 per day, which is going to be important once our children grow older, so that we can give them some good education. Liberalia. The celebration on March 17 was meant to honor Liber Pater, an ancient god of fertility and wine. Liber Pater is also a vegetation god responsible for protecting the seed. His feast celebrations the maturation of young boys and girls to adulthood. They don the clothing of adulthood and pure white toga virilis. The garment identifies them as citizens of Rome, making them eligible for voters. Well, let's join it, even though our children are not old enough. We'll give a sacrifice, and we get blessed. The procession featured a large phallus which the devotees carried throughout the countryside to bring the blessings of fertility to the land and the people. The procession and the phallus were meant also to protect the crops from evil. At the end of the procession, a virtuous and respected matron places a wreath upon the phallus. Household fertility and health may receive a boost. Now, the health is pretty important because quite often, especially children, tend to die. Okay, so now our son, Celticus, has a chance to learn good education. Typically, elementary education in the Roman world focused on the requirements of everyday life, reading and writing. The students would progress up from reading and writing letters to syllabus to word lists, eventually memorizing and dictating text. They have wealthy hired private tutors, while the rest used an informal primary school, traditionally known as ludus veteratius, which could be anywhere from a private residence to a gymnasium or even in the street. So we're going to go to just the nearest one because we don't have money to teach him better. But we do want him to learn because then he can get a better job and he can make more money. And as you know, I only care about how much money we make as a family. So this is an interesting event where you can go to the market, which can give you some opportunities. For example, you could pay to try to increase your revenue from the pigs. Now, usually this is actually negative and you don't have any pigs, so we're going to skip this one, but we get more option. We could sell a sheep for 32. I don't remember how much you buy a sheep for, but I think this is a bad deal. But we're going to try to increase the revenue on sheep for 2.63. So let's check it. And it was actually a good decision because the multiplication is now 1.32. So we could try to buy more sheep, and let's do it. Let's buy 2 more. How much money do I have? A lot. So let's buy more donkeys, like 5. Because they're still the best thing we can get. We want all the donkeys in the world. Okay, we've got a son, Septimus. I like that. Septimus gave us some Pristicus. Alright, let's go with that. Ooh, Consualia. Again, let's join the parade so we can increase our revenue from donkeys and horses. Lupercalia was a very ancient, passively pro-Roman pastoral annual festival observed in the city of Rome on February 15 to avert evil spirits and purify the city, releasing health and fertility. At the altar, a male goat and a dog were sacrificed by one or another of the Luperci, under the supervision of the Flamen Deilis, Jupiter's chief priest. The sacrificial feast followed, after which the Luperci cut thongs, known as febria, from the flayed skin of the animals. Whoa, that's a little gross. And ran with these naked or near naked along the old Palatine boundary. What kind of festival is this? In an anti-clockwise direction, gab the hill, whipping onlookers. A blessing from those whips was believed to cure childlessness. Alright, let's go get blessed, I guess. The Lupercalia priest came out With sacrificial whips and start the procession around the old Palatine boundary. Throngs of onlookers try to get whipped for a blessing of the gods in hopes of producing a child. We have a lot of children, we don't actually need more. Some people try running into them to get hit, but this is generally considered unsupporting. The priest now approaches the place where you stand. We're gonna pretend to dodge it as the priest comes too close to us, because we are above this. It didn't work, never mind. Lupka's priests go around whipping people and complete their circle around the old Palatine boundary. No one in our family managed to get blessed by the whip, but the procession was fun nonetheless. Alright. Rudy Meganalasis. Ooh, we can participate in charity race. We have 47% chance of doing what we're definitely going to do. You can get injured here and die, but we're going to try it anyway. Ludi Megalensis was a festival celebrated in ancient Rome from April 4th to April 10th in honor of Cybele, known to Romans as Magna Mater, the Great Mother. The name of the festival derives from Greek Megala, meaning great. Ludi were the games of entertainment associated with religious festivals. How did we do? Not great. As the chariot race begins, your horse gets a whiff of something and starts to run in the opposite direction, disqualifying you. Well, we tried. Have we tried this before? Yeah, we had this for Underworld. Yeah, we're not doing that. We don't care. We make almost no money. It's a bit unfortunate. Ooh, we got an achievement recovering from illness, and we got a new donkey. All of Rome is noisy with the license of the holiday and festive cars of Los Saturnia. Now, unfortunately, we didn't click it fast enough, so we cannot participate in the ritual, but we're gonna try next time. Let's participate in the horse race, and now we have a 56% chance of doing well. Ooh, and we did okay, we got 46. The horse race goes on, and despite your best attempts, you're not able to secure a strong lead for yourself. At the same time, you're able to keep up with the competition and help keep the audience entrapped in the race. Not too bad. Liberalia? We already had that. It's like for fertility and wine, I think. We're just gonna do it. And we get fertility and health. Okay, what is this? Very Altani or Latin festivals, an ancient Roman religious festival held in April. The date varied. It was one of the most ancient festivals celebrated by the Roman state and is supposed to have predated the founding of Rome in historical terms. A white bull is sacrificed to Jupiter at the temple or shrine. Let's join the feast. There's a chance of increased revenue from various properties thanks to the festivities. Okay. Now I'm gonna try to see if we have more pigs. We have one more pig, so I'm gonna buy one more so we can later sacrifice it if needed. Let's see what other festivals we can... We are losing a little bit of money, which is not great. And we should enroll our other son to school, but we actually can't afford it right now. But I'm gonna do it anyway. In the worst case, we'll just sell some stuff. It's a really good idea. Alright, we're gonna join the Lost Saturnian Festival because I want to show it off. Saturn is a festival in honor of the god Saturn. This holiday is celebrated with a sacrifice at the temple of Saturn in the forum and public banquet, followed by private gift giving, continual partying, and carnival atmosphere. So let's go. You and your houseboat travel to the temple of Saturn and watch as the Pontifex Maximus removes the wool wrappings from Saturn's leg and sacrifices a large prized ram to the glory of Saturn. Later, senators have picked up the wooden statue of Saturn and placed it on a sofa in an outdoor banquet area, and then begins the massive feast. Now, we have only 10% chance of doing well, so we probably shouldn't participate. We will, however, attend. Saturn also had a less benevolent aspect. One of his consorts was a Lua, sometimes called Lua Saturni, and identified with Lua Mater, Mother of Destruction, a goddess in whose honor the weapons of enemies killed in war were burned, perhaps in expiation. In her honor, gladiatorial games were held. So we will just attend. Saturnalia was characterized by role reversal and behavioral license. Slaves are treated to a banquet of the kind usually enjoyed by their masters. Saturnalia license also permits slaves to disrespect their masters without a threat of punishment. It was a time for free speech. As such, household festivities included the master and slave dining and gambling together. It also involved the exchange of gifts. So we're gonna wear the pillies and begin the festivities. And we're now gonna gamble. No, actually we first have to give gifts. We're gonna give reciprocal gifts. Because we don't want to be cheap, or we cannot afford too much because we just enrolled 2 kids in education and we've got no money. So let's just do reciprocal gifts. And now we're going to gamble with all of our money. Because if you don't gamble, you don't belong in this family. And we made a huge profit. See? Told you. Now, I think we're done for now. Win big while gambling is an achievement that we got. Now our kids can learn a bit better. Hopefully Celticus will be old enough soon to start an apprenticeship, because that's going to give us money later. Let us celebrate and pray for our crops. You might think, why am I spending money on this? Well, that's because if we get the multiplier, we're gonna make a lot more money and that'd be effective. Ooh, we can do a bath. So in the bath, you can try to use your intelligence, or I think either stewardship or eloquence, to convince other people to make business deals with you, and then you can make a lot of money. Bathing played a major part in ancient Roman culture and society. It was one of the most common daily activities in Roman culture and was practiced across a wide variety of social classes. Though many contemporary cultures see bathing as a very private activity conducted in the home, bathing in Rome was a communal activity. While the extremely wealthy could afford bathing facilities in their homes, most people bathed in the communal baths Thermae. In some ways, these resembled modern-day spas. The Romans raised bathing to a high art as they socialized in these communal baths. Communal baths were also available in temples such as the Imperial Fora. Courtship was conducted as well as sealing business deals as they built lavish baths on natural hot springs. So let's go. We're going to try to make a business deal. You came across an influential and rich merchant. You could talk to him and try to strike a favorable deal, but given his reputation, it may go either way. We'll try. And we make 700. Our children can be smart. Victory! Education for the win. You approach and speak to the merchant about getting a favorable deal, bringing your stewardship and your eloquence to bear. Well, we're good at that. We're bad in combat, but we're good at that. You sweet talk the merchant, bring out the old family ties and impress him with how well you're doing. In the end, you manage to secure an amazing deal for yourself. You had a great time, feel cleaner. Okay, let's do Vestalia. We're going to participate in the festival, so this is with donkeys, and it's going to give us a multiplier for the donkey thingy. Very good. Roman society was divided into various classes based on the property ownership, with the higher classes with more property having more rights and power, and we have now moved through the ranks because we are now of the class 4 or leaves. Every citizen was expected to be prepared to fight for the Republic and maintain a certain equipment and training based on their class. We are now a part of the Lus. The Lus were javelin-armed skirmishers in the army of the Roman Republic. They were typically some of the poorest men in the legion and couldn't afford much equipment. They were usually outfitted with just a number of light javelin and no other equipment. Well, that's okay. Now, we haven't really spoken about traits yet, so let me just talk about it. First of all, we work as a weaver, which does mean that you can occasionally get an event where you get to do certain, make them certain stuff. Our wife is a painter. Our wife is very ambitious. We are literate, and we are paranoid. Well, that's interesting. Now, generally, if your person is very old, which is not the case right now, but I want to say it, is that your property gets divided by children, but your money does not. So if it seems like you're going to die soon, actually, beneficial thing is to sell a lot of the stuff so that your children, or the one child that you're going to be focusing on is going to have a lot of money. But it just allows us to go to the market, so we're not going to do it. We don't need it. We're still losing money, but that's okay. Let's participate in wrestling. We have a 40% chance of doing well. We didn't do well. Even before the wrestling match begins, your opponent taunts you badly. You give it back to him and engage in a fight which disqualifies both of you from the competition. More multiplication for donkeys. We should buy more donkeys now while we can. While we've got the multiplication. Let's buy 10 more donkeys. Can I afford that? Yes, I can. So now we still lose 6 per month. That's okay. That's alright. I would like to show you the apprenticeship. You could sacrifice a pregnant cow for fertility. Yeah, for farming. Let's do it. Alright, so our son is now content. He's happy with whatever they are in life. Our other son, on the other hand, is ill, which is not great. Let's try to exhibit my horsemanship skills again, even though we're bad at it. Ooh, we did pretty well. The crowdfunding horsemanship skills entertained, but in the end, one of your competitors outshone you and took the victory prize. We've got a lot of money. We gotta gamble. We gotta gamble our money. We gotta try things because our children need education. We've got no money. I'm gonna just give the cheapest one because I don't have the money to afford the other one. Offering to the dead. Sure, let's do it. I'd really like to. Oh no, Xemexus has died. No, from his illness. Well. Not much I can do. Ooh, good. Okay, so our other son, Salticus, has now finished his education. Now we could either enroll him with the Grammaticus to give him even better education, but we can't afford that because he just got no money. So instead, we are going to give him a apprenticeship, And he can now join as an apprentice in a suitable craft or occupation. You have to pay for this for a few months, but then he's going to get the job. So for example, I can give him a job as, usually it's better to take the most expensive thing because it's probably going to make him the most money. So we're going to make him a figure painter. So just like, no, mother is a normal painter, he's a figure painter. So but his mother taught him all he knows about painting. So that's what he's going to be. He's going to be a painter. Now this finishes on 5/10, so in 3 years. So we're going to have to wait for that, but then he's going to bring us money. And Septimus is also studying, so he can learn. And you can also see that his intelligence increased because I gave him the good education. This is just fertility, we don't need that. Like Ralia. So this increases the revenue from trade. We don't actually have any trade ships, so again, not the best idea for us, but you could try to do it if you wanted to. What is this? Can we participate? Let us participate and honor the army. So this was honor of Mars, the god of war. On this day, the weapons of the soldiers were ritually purified and stored for winter. The army would be assembled and revived in the Circus Maximus, garlanded with flowers. Drumsticks would be played as a part of the purification rites. The Romans gathered with their arms and armor on the Aventine Hill and held a procession with torches and sacrificial animals. The dancing priest of Mars, known as the Sally, may also have taken part in the ceremony. You participate in the festival and sing to the glories of Mars. Alright, can we do wrestling? 40% chance. We brought shame to our family. It's a good thing to attempt. We have to pay taxes. Veralia, this is really good because it's offering to our ancestor, and I think it also helps us make sure that our own people don't die as often, though I'm not 100% sure on this one. This allows you to have more children if you wanted to. This is protection. Sure, we'll sacrifice a ram. For a few months, sheep revenue. Well, we don't actually have many sheep. Ooh, we jump. No, we fell back down to class number 5 because we are losing money. So we actually fell down and now we don't have enough money at all. That's okay. I really just want to show off him becoming a workforce, part of the workforce. Ooh. Our son has become obese because he's been eating too well. And oh, we're pregnant. Italian games. Oh, I missed that one. Lodi Romani. Okay, let's again keep participating in the horsemanship now. We're back to class 4. We're jumping up and down a bit. Make offering to the dead. Now we're back to class 5. Ooh. The child was born dead. This is a big problem because we are now both depressed, me and my wife. Because obviously, I mean... Oh no! No, okay. So we're now making money because Celticus has now finished his apprenticeship and he makes 14.6 per month, which is actually more than both of his parents. You can see education pays. He's also content and literate, so he's doing a great job. And I think in 2 years we can marry him off if we wanted to, which we probably will. But the point is we are now making positive money even though we're teaching Septimus, who is also paranoid just like his father, to... Are we making money? Yes, we are. I'm going to sacrifice this for... to make sure that our harvest is bountiful, and I'll make a lot of money. This is really good. So what kind of multiplier we have? Oh, it's not this multiplier? Oh, never mind. Either way, we're making money. Lots of them, which is very good. Alright. Now, can we afford... giving him... No, we only make 16 and cost 30 for him to learn enroll with the Grammaticus, so we'll give him apprenticeship. We could make him a painter as well, but this one... No, we're gonna make you a jeweler, for example. Yeah, let's make him a jeweler. Okay. We're gonna pay some taxes. I'm gonna try to wait. Ooh, participate in horse races, 46% chance. We made 86, which is not much. I do want to marry off Celticus now. Alright, so we can pick him a wife. I like to pick them based on how much money they make. You can also pick them based on their status, which could help you go to a higher status faster. So our options currently are a weaver, who makes 9 per month, and she is very sociable. Or a Severa, who makes 12.78 per month, way better, and she is greedy, which is fine by me, because I'm greedy too. Scantilia, who makes only 7 per month. Ooh, Prima, who is a theater performer. She's also a mystic. Ooh. Or another weaver who is attractive and authoritative. No, we're gonna marry him off to the one who makes the most money, which was who? Oh, a vet nurse. Okay. Who is greedy? Yeah. Salticus shall marry Severa. Whoa, who is 25 and he's 14? Do I marry him to the... Who was the other option? You. She's 22, that's not that much better. Yeah, it's fine. Marry him off this way. It's like sometimes you have options to marry like 50-year-old men to like 18-year-old girls, so this is kind of fine, I guess. Not the best, but it's the Roman times, you know? Now we could pay off for make a big wedding or like a medium wedding or small wedding. The small wedding is going to decrease our personal influence and prestige, so we're going to do like a medium wedding. I think it's time to end the episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and you can click on the right top to watch Wanderlust, which has nothing to do with this game, but you might like it, or you can click on the right bottom to watch Vampire's Fall Origins. See you there. Bye bye.